Welcome to Back to School Night. I'm Professor Ham, and I want to take a few minutes to walk you through my approach on the different topics I'm teaching your children, and how you can best support those topics in home through conversation and practice. Today we're going to talk about why money matters and how children can start creating financial goals. So let's dive into it. Okay, so one of the ideas I first share is think about money as a tool. I found this to be very helpful because it makes money simple. Instead of money being confusing and emotional, it becomes something that kids can learn over the years. At this stage, it isn't about how much money someone has or if your child is making the perfect decision or not. What you really want to drive home is that they notice that money helps them make decisions. Often it involves deciding between multiple options, and that money can be planned and used intentionally. When they start to think about money in these ways, it makes later conversations easier and more comfortable. You might actually be getting questions already from your children like, what should I do with my money? Or should I spend this money now or save it later? A lot of times these questions lead to great dialogues between you and your children. You can choose how to take those conversations so that it best fits your family. In another lesson, I introduce goals and SMART goals as it relates to financial goals. I choose to include this not to limit kids on what they can and can't buy, but so they can slow down and think ahead a bit. Goals help kids connect what they're doing today with things they care about in the future. It also helps them understand that all plans are not perfect. Goals can change and that's okay, and adjusting a plan is all a part of the learning process. This may pop up in conversation and questions where your kid might say something like, oh, I'm saving for this, or I have a goal, I haven't met it yet, but I'm close. This gives you the opportunity to talk about effort, patience, and also decision making, all under the guise that everything does not always go perfectly. When we go through the lesson around budgeting, it's kept very simple. At this stage, budgeting isn't about tracking every expense or doing something overly complicated. It's about thinking ahead and making small decisions that affect your money today and in the future. Families are already using budgeting, they may just not call it that. But a simple way to think about it is, how do I need to spend my money today? And then how do I need to spend my money in the future? A lot of people also like using the save, spend, share framework. However, it's not the actual setup that's the most important thing to drive home to your kids here. The most important thing to teach them is that money has more than one job. You might be already having these conversations in your household already. However, these lessons give children language on what they're already experiencing. One thing I want to share is my thought behind the lessons and how they're meant to support. It's not meant for your kid to think they need to make every right decision about money or have some perfect framework or approach when it comes to budgeting or saving. What they're meant to do is give kids the opportunity to pause before making a decision, connect their words to their thinking, and more importantly, understand how their choices connect to outcomes. This might show up in them saving money or spending money, and you all having a conversation about it afterwards. Now, these examples might show up differently by family, so there's no real right answer here. If these lessons and conversations are leading to them having shared language behind what they're learning, or even connecting to what you're already teaching them in their house, then these lessons are doing their job. Thank you for watching the video and staying engaged. My goal of these lessons is to be clear about what your children are learning and also connect these ideas to what you're already teaching them in home. I appreciate you being part of the journey. Thank you and enjoy the rest of Back to School Night.